Hi, this is Mrs. Moret with a video about quadratic functions and in particular, the parent function y equals x squared is the parent function for a quadratic. So a quadratic is any equation that has that x squared term in it, and it has a particular shape that we'll find when we figure out these values. So I'm going to use this column for x, and then I'm going to use each x value in the function y equals x squared and be able to fill in the y column. So if x is equal to our first one, -3, then that means y is equal to -3 squared. I put the parentheses around the -3 because I know that -3 times -3 is what I'm trying to do. And so I do need to have the parentheses around that number if it's negative. So -3 squared is equal to 9. Next is -2 squared, and that's equal to 4. -1 squared is equal to 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. And notice once the numbers are positive, you don't need parentheses. 2 squared is 4. And 3 squared is 9. And so I can put these points onto the graph. And I'm going to start with that -3, 9. So -3 is on the x-axis and then up 9. So there's our first point at -3, 9. The next one, -2, 4. And then -1, 1, 0, 0. So it's right there at the origin. And then what happens is that notice that these numbers start to repeat. And so we have 1, 1 right here. Well, it's a little bit off. And then try it again. Here's 1, 1. And then 2, 4 is up here, also a little bit off. And 3, 9 is right up here. And so when you graph a quadratic function, it makes this graph, which is called a parabola. And a parabola has this point down here at the bottom is called the vertex. It goes up on both sides. And it extends actually forever, which is why I put the arrows there at the end. So if we look down here, there's some words to fill in. And so you can be filling this in on the note sheets that are in your OneNote, and you should be just using your computer pen like I am to fill each of the blanks in. And so the first one, all quadratic equations have a blank term in the equation, and that is an x squared. So we've already used linear equations this year. We've learned about linear equations like y equals x. We've learned about exponential. Exponential was y equals b to the x. And now we're learning about quadratics, and quadratics have x squared. So that parent function, y equals x squared. For the next question, the basic graph of a quadratic is called a parabola. P-A-R-A-B-O-L-A. And parabola is that shape that a quadratic function looks like. Parabolas can open up. And this is what it looks like when a parabola opens up. Or they can open down. And when a parabola opens down, it looks like this. And all parabolas, they are symmetric. in shape. So what that means is that one side of the parabola looks just like the other side. So there's like a line of symmetry going down the middle. So they're the same on both sides if I drew that perfectly. And that is our first part of quadratics.